All right. So, after finding the appropriate journal, which can be based on the indexing or your own method of finding out the best journal for your paper, it is now important to store some sections of your paper. So, according to the basic format which has been determined, basic format in the form of, say, introduction or literature review or methodology or maybe results, discussion, and conclusions. So, according to that, you should store the material which is required uh, for each section of your paper. That will help you in writing the whole article in a cogent form. The next thing is constructing the tables and figures, and yes, this should be done beforehand, even before writing the review, perhaps, because the tables and figures are the most important aspect of a research article. This entails the whole discussion. The whole discussion revolves around the tables and figures. If it's an empirical study, all the more importance is attached to such tables and figures. Also, it needs to be understood that use of tables should be sparingly done wherever it is required, because generally the cost of production of tables is higher than the normal text. So any text which can be explained through a paragraph form uh, and the need of table is not required, one should avoid using tables in that case. Also, it should be understood that the tables should be formatted according to the text format required for the journal. Similar is the case with figures as well. So, the point of explaining this is that the tables and figures can be put down beforehand, can be thought about, because it talks about the analysis of the section. It can be fixed in beforehand, and then most of the writing should be done. And also, the tables should be explained in the text by giving reference of the table. Simply putting a table in text will not work well. So this is again very important. The next thing is that one should outline one's article in the sense that what are the things which should come first, what can come later on. Also, it is important that when you're having co-authors in the same article, it's important that you give the aspects, different aspects, or allot different aspects to different co-authors. Definitely, the writing styles of co-authors will be different, and at the end, it will also be required to try to converge on the writing style, which is again a difficult task. But outlining the article at this stage is important, because it will help you understanding who can write what aspect of the research article, and it should be done in the beginning itself. And then you should go for writing the first draft. So if I just summarize, basically you know which journal you are focusing. You also know that what style, basic format you are going to follow. You also know that you will be taking care of all the publication ethics in terms of no data duplication or no data redundancy, or for that matter no plagiarism. So if these things are very clear in your mind, you can start writing the first draft. And it should also be very clearly portrayed that which author is writing what part. So if all these things are very clear and the tables and figures are already there in the picture, the empirical analysis has been done, then you can start writing the first draft. This draft should be according to the journal which has been identified. Generally, we have a focus area in which we just write an article and then try to see which journal is suitable for our article. It should be the other way around. One should identify the journal first, and according to their requirements, checking on their scope, aim, and the kind of papers they published, one should start writing the draft. Now, the next aspect is the manuscript revision. Uh, the authors should keep this in mind, that any kind of revision should not precede a proper write-up. So both the things do not go together. Writing and editing do not go together. One should make sure that the article has been written well first, and then all the kind of editing and grammatical corrections and flow corrections or voices construction and other things come later on. So first thing which is important is that you write the first draft. While you write the first draft, there will be, as I said, multiple co-authors, so you will have to put it in a different flow. So this comes in the manuscript revision. While you are revising this article, you should keep in mind that you can even ask many of your colleagues to actually review that for you, whether or not the article which has been written is understood well, is it easygoing or not, and it's important, the most important aspect is whether or not the article is linking things what it was expected to link. For example, the scope and objectives of the study, research questions of the study, are they in alignment with what actually has been found out through the empirical studies, and this can be particularly put down in the discussion section. So these are the things which can be put on while you are revising your manuscript. You can give it to multiple number of people to advise you or proofread it for you, and this can really definitely help. The next style is the referencing work, which I'll be talking to you. I'll be showing you some practical aspects of this in the next presentation.